Hey, sorry this video is late, but let's Papaya it up. Don't know if anyone is watching these reviews, but I'm trying my hardest, so yeah. These reviews are on my channel. All that stuff, so better watch it. Anyways, let's just get started with Tropical Rouge Percure Episode 4 review. So for our first episode, it begins with Minori Ichinose, a second year at Natsumi and Sago's school. She was reading a book of the original Little Mermaid. Seems Disney didn't touch it. Yes, I had to say that. But the watercolors I saw in this were like so lovely, as she showed a short summary of the constant events in the book. And we really got a great and lovely scene here. Really great. So once again, the opening is done. Natsumi and Sango are at Pretty Holic, and still Natsumi cannot decide which club to join. And Sango is starting to get annoyed by this. Great job. I'm still calling this out, as I saw from the wiki fandom that episode 6 might be planning something. I am looking at you, episode 6. So Laura told her how about she just make a club that's about Percure. But there was no ding how they could make a club on Percure, and still they know the only the original Percure of Tropical Rouge. And also Laura was gonna do her job on explaining that, but anyways, we got this. That the Percure boat saved both ocean and land. Also, I liked it how Laura's head was just like sticking out of the aqua part. Yeah, it was funny and also creepy. So they went to the library at school the next day and looking up Percure, but couldn't find anything on Percure. So they decided to find anything on mermaids and fairies, and that's when they bumped into the second year student, that being Minori Ichinose. Natsumi had saw that she had the little book with the Little Mermaid, and so she introduces herself in the best way possible, as being energetic as she is. She even asked Minori if she knew anything about mermaids, when she said that the mermaids cannot be found in the non-fiction section, which is where they were looking, as they were only fairy tales. Natsumi had asked her if she believed in mermaids, and Minori's response to it was that they were just fairy tales and she doesn't know if they exist or not. And the conversation she gave to Natsumi the little book, The Little Mermaid. After school, Natsumi asked if Minori is a perfect Percure, and Laura just says she looked unreliable. So they decide to ask Miss Sakayara tomorrow and learn more about Minori Ichinose. So finally, at the villain's hideout, we finally get to meet the second general, Numir. And Conquer chose to cut his finger, which I don't even know if you can call that a finger, that it was a claws. But apparently the subtitle called it a finger. The doctor seems to be a sea sug. And so the butler requested that she take on the Percure for this episode. We get to see her in action, which is great. I wonder who the shrimp girl is going to be. So back with the girls, Sango and Natsumi go to Miss Sakigara and explain about Minori Ichinose, and Sakigara explained that the girls that Minori used to be part of the literary club, and she wrote a book or a little story in the club's magazine. So they had to head to the library to find the book with the magazine article on Minori Ichinose's story. When Natsumi read Minori's story, she loved it. It was interesting. Laura really didn't say much about it, but she said it was good enough. And while they were talking, Minori had come up to them and asked her what they were doing, and Natsumi went up to her and told how much she liked the story and wanted to see a sequel. And this just made Minori really upset, as it showed a flashback where the story was actually rejected, and Minori was told about this. And just the sadness just been shown in the flashback was really sad, as you could see She was like so happy, and then like when the student who had read her story came up to her and told her that her opinion on it, it was like the pencil just dropping. It was really, really, really sad, and I felt for her. It's actually made Minori argue with Natsumi, and she says that she only wrote it was just a fairy tale, that she was no longer a part of the literary club, and then she left. And soon after this, left Sango and Natsumi confused. So at the aquarium, Natsumi thought about what Minori said as she was looking at the manatees. And that is when the director appeared. She admired how much Natsumi loved the mermaids, and she gave Natsumi tickets to go to the mermaid exhibit at the museum. I wonder where that lead us. And so the next day at the library, Natsumi goes to the museum accompanied by Sango. Of course, Laura was there with them. And they checked out the exhibit and the legends of the mermaids. And every single one, Laura was literally debunking every single thing, saying the mermaids never even sunk ships. And then when the mummy mermaid came in, oh my god, Laura's face, she literally was saying, "That's it, I am done. This is not part of this is not part of mermaid culture. This is all fake, and this is all made up of humans' imagination." And just while you know it, Minori comes and apologizes to them for her rude behavior yesterday. And of course, while was Laura doing? Oh, she was pretending to be a statue during that scene. It's actually the part where Minori reveals that she did like mermaids, and that she read The Little Mermaid ever since preschool. She told another little summary of the story, and this is when Laura, who was still pretending to be a statue, once hearing about how the mermaid turned into bubbles at the end for not wanting to kill the prince, yeah, she kind of blew her cover right there. Full bloom. So when they stepped outside and started to explain Laura to Minori, Minori was shocked and to see that Laura was a real mermaid, and to prove this, Laura had offered to let Minori touch her tail, but Minori was too shy at the moment, and that's when Natsumi asked if she wanted to be a pretty cure. There's a shadow area that reflected from the statue of the fountain in the Minori, making a side of the sunlight and the shadows. And just like Minori shy went into the shadow side, this reflecting she just wanted to stay in the shadows and didn't want to stand up or anything like that. And she was just scared of doing that. But Natsumi gave her courage by showing her lipstick and saying that the confidence can come if you put on some makeup. But Minori says that makeup wasn't for her, and when Natsumi tried to put it on, the battle begins. As Cure Summer and Cure Coil fight today's yandere of the episode, which is possessed by a dogu. Now, I don't really know much about what a dogu is, so I'll did a good Google search and tell you what a dogu is for anyone who doesn't know. So basically, they are a clay statue that is shaped like a humanoid animal from about 14,000 BC to 400 BC. So it was believed that the dogu is to cure illness by transferring it to the dogu, which would then destroy, clearing any illness or any misfortune. If I'm wrong about what I just said, I'm very sorry for my stupidity. But yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of history purposes there. Anyways, since Summer and Coral are in trouble, Minori doesn't know how she could stand up, and this is when the perfect scene where Laura comes out and lectures her about that what Natsumi said, that she believed it, that Minori can become a pretty cure, and that Minori has to decide on becoming that, and that she needs to stand up and all that stuff, which I really loved this scene and how she does. So Minori made her decision to become a pretty cure and stand up, and she becomes Cure Papaya. Now let's get on what my thoughts are on the transformation. Now, Papaya's transformation is so bright and unique. Well, all Percure transformations are unique to their character, but what this one, and I am thinking when I was watching for the first time, I just like the ending when she's just doing like a roly-poly was like so cute. And with her speech too. This is like perfect. So let's move on to our first fight. And so for Papaya's first fight was that awesome kick. And she did that right to the Dogu Yandere. Was ready to attack again. Oh yes, girl, it's the earring laser beams from the opening. I like this so much right now, even if I'm just uploading these videos days before or after the episode air. Life. Papaya soon realized that it looked like a fantasy, but this was her reality. As she said this, and what goes on, Summer's lipstick duplicates again and becomes another lipstick for Papaya, and her heart Rouge rod forms. And I like how Papaya was holding up the lipstick as like it was shown during Minori's story. Her main character is holding up the magical Papaya, which means to be foreshadowing Papaya in the beginning of the episode, but anyhow, let's get on with the attack. Now for the PanPaka Papaya shot. I hope I said that right. This just might be my favorite attack in the series so far. I think it's because it's funny on how she blew the yellow bubble and it turned into a papaya fruit with her eyes. It looked so quiet. A little creepy maybe. Am I the only one who did not see this as creepy? I might have been the only one who did not see this as creepy. But then how it was like a fruit ninja slice. I just love that game for ninja, by the way. So the green seeds that came out of the papaya fruit that shot at the yandere was so epic. Plus how shiny and glittery was it too, and the spin at the finisher for victory was so great too. So we make it to the ending. It was really great, as Minori finally got to see what it was like to be a Percure. I definitely like seeing when the girls in the Percure series decide to become a Percure. It's like them awakening to their inner selves, like a Persona from the Persona series, for example. I'm way too into Persona, but that's what I think. Took me forever to climb out of the Black Butler hole, so yeah, I'm probably gonna dig a far holer in Persona than Black Butler. I wonder how big my Percure hole is. When did I start talking about holes? But anyway, I just gotta say that. And when Laura asked her question about do you want to touch my tail again, the face again, oh my god, the queen of faces. Just the marks of the smiling face is creepy in its own right. So, on my final thoughts of this episode, I think it was a pretty epic episode for Papaya debut. With all that said and done, I liked that the Little Mermaid scene, the watercoloring was beautiful and calming. Now what I was saying when Minori was standing up for herself, there's a scene of the shadows that it was showing she wanted to stay in there, but what has the feelings to wanting to do something as Natsumi and Sango tried helping her. And the lecture from Laura gave her the courage that she needed to step out there, and that's what Minori saw. So I would be on my review on Tropical Rouge Percure episode 4. Thank you all for watching it. Please leave a like to show that you liked it and have seen the video. You can leave a comment if you want. Make sure it's good, because I don't want any fights going on. Well, it just depends on your opinion on if you want to be good or not. I don't care. And maybe if you want to see anything else I have on my channel, you can hit the subscribe button. So I have a fan fiction site on Wattpad, so if you want to check that out, I can put my account in the description. Anyways, this is Silver Chan signing out. Have a great day, everyone.